Henry Okah was his usual cheerful self as he exchanged smiles with his wife. But that was before the judgment. In all of 5 minutes, the judge read a summary of his 91-page judgment as Mr. Okah stared expressionlessly.
I've come to the conclusion that the state proved beyond a reasonable doubt the guilt of the accused on the main charges of counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13 as set out in the indictment.
Right.
His distraught wife was led outside the court to grapple with the news she just heard. While the State Council welcomed the judgment, the defense believe it's not the end of the road for their client.
That clearly shows you that justice has been seen to be done. It shows you that South African law enforcement authorities can work well in collaboration with foreign law enforcement authorities, to see that justice is seen to be done on the African continent.
Look, we're obviously very disappointed with the outcome of the judgment. However, we're saying it's not necessarily the end of the road for Mr. Okah. There are various options available to him. One of those is an appeal. We have not read the full judgment. We're still going to do that, and we'll take it from there.
What does it carry?
Well, it carries anything from, it's really up to the judge. He can even impose life. But there's no need for us at the moment to talk about sentencing because we're still going to argue for mitigation next week.
The trial proper began on the 1st of October last year and arguments were closed in December. The trial was brought against Henry Okah by the South African government under its Anti-Terrorism Act number 33 of 2004 as part of its obligations as a signatory to various global anti-terrorism agreements. In the 91-page judgment, which was summarized by Judge Nils Klassen, the judge found him guilty on all 13 counts. Sentencing has been left for the 31st of January as well as the 1st. From the South Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg, I'm Betty Dibia, reporting for Channels Television News.
Nobody, and I repeat, nobody can claim to be more Niger Delta than myself. And definitely it has nothing to do with the Niger Delta struggle. These are terrorists. We know them. We know their sponsors. We're on their trail. And by God's grace, some of them will face the law.
Strong words from Mr. President following the 2010 Independence Day bomb blast at Eagle Square in Abuja. It's taken 3 years, but his words finally appear to have come to pass with the conviction of MEND leader Henry Okah on 13 counts related to acts of terrorism. Henry Okah was found guilty of spearheading the Abuja Independence Day bombings, which left 12 people dead, and was also convicted of being the brains behind the bomb blast close to Government House, Warri, Delta State, on March 15 during a post-amnesty meeting. Two years earlier, in February 2008, Mr. Okah was arrested in Angola and deported to Nigeria, charged with 62 counts of treason, terrorism and racketeering. He faced the death penalty when his trial began in private in April 2008. He was released on July 13, 2009, but rearrested in Johannesburg on October 2nd. There was no extradition request from Nigeria for Mr. Okah, who had lived in South Africa since 2003 and was identified by this man, Edmond Ebiware, a suspect in the October 1 bombings as masterminding the attack. Ebiware also claimed prior knowledge of the Warri bombing. Henry Okah's trial by Johannesburg High Court began on October 1, 2012, but his conviction on Monday may not be the last to be heard about him. He has until the 1st of February to provide grounds for mitigation.